we should have a little chat about DSG gearbox problems. I get a lot of emails asking what are the inherent problems. A lot of people are very mistrusting of the DSG. They've heard bad things. Maybe the early units had a bad reputation. And at the end of this video, we're going to discuss a very simple method to completely reset your DSG gearbox, which will help diagnose this and maybe sort out some of the little problems that haven't yet developed into major issues. Let me reassure you, first of all, that DSG gearboxes, if properly maintained and driven correctly with a little bit of mechanical sympathy, should go on for 100, 200,000 miles without a problem. But the question remains, what are the inherent symptoms of a DSG gearbox that is experiencing problems or experiencing excessive wear and tear? Because detecting these early on can often mean we save ourselves a bigger repair bill further down the line. For example, if the clutch packs have started to wear, that can cause problems with other components in the gearbox if it's not addressed early on. If the transmission fluid is degraded and is not lubricating as effectively, that can have a knock-on effect. It's often detected early when you get the rough shifting or some of these other symptoms. DSG gearbox is used by the Volkswagen group of manufacturers. That would include Seat, Skoda, Audi, and a number of other major brands. It uses two clutches. It's essentially a robot-controlled manual gearbox. One clutch handles the odd gears, the other clutch handles the even gears, and that's why it engages so quickly, because the next gear is generally already queued up, like having a couple of records ready to play. You'll notice DJs have two decks rather than just one. And the dual clutch transmission really takes the concept of a manual gearbox, puts it on steroids, and is phenomenally better than what most drivers can achieve driving the car manually themselves. Symptom number one is jerky or inconsistent shifts. This is nearly always down to clutch pack wear and tear. It may shift with a noticeable jolt. It may manifest itself when you're moving slowly in traffic, when those clutches are doing a lot more work to keep the car moving at a fairly slow speed. That could also be down to a software calibration issue, and often resetting the mechatronic unit, the brain of the DSG gearbox, will smooth out those problems. And if it resurfaces, then I would investigate further. But often that's enough to sort out these problems. Slipping between gears, the gear has changed, you've accelerated, the revs are increasing, but the car's speed is not increasing at the same rate or at the rate that you would expect for that amount of power coming out of the engine. That can denote a slipping clutch pack, and it can also be a symptom of contaminated fluid. But if left unchecked, that can lead to a complete clutch pack failure. It can leave you stranded, and it can have a knock-on effect that damages other components in the gearbox. So don't ignore that one. You will probably get some kind of warning light on the dashboard warning you about an issue with the automatic transmission. You may experience a sudden loss of power. The car may have gone into a limp home mode. It may have locked you in a single gear, and that's a way of it protecting itself. It knows it can't change smoothly, or it can't change at all. It locks you in a gear that will enable you to limp home, limp to the side of the road, get out of trouble, and get the problem properly addressed and diagnosed. Certainly you should never ignore that symptom when it crops up. Now, clunking noises is often a warning sign. When you select drive or reverse, if there's a clunking noise coming from the transmission, that can indicate there is a potential problem there. It's often with the clutch packs and the way they engage. It could just be a mount in the engine. It could be a mount on the transmission itself that has started to wear, causing excessive motion. When you change from drive to reverse, it just highlights the wear and tear on that mount that should be holding the transmission in place. If you select drive and nothing happens for a bit, there's a big delay before the car actually goes into drive mode. That is often down to a hydraulic issue within the DSG transmission. It could also indicate the mechatronic unit, the brain of the DSG gearbox, is also starting to fail or play up. You may find that older mechatronic units are more likely to fail. There was a bad batch that probably gave DSG gearboxes a very bad reputation overall, but in the main, the modern ones on more recent engines are much better built and much more reliable. Bear in mind that your DSG gearbox still has a clutch. Most of the advice that we've given in our clutch care video also applies to a DSG gearbox. The rules of gentle acceleration, not riding the clutch when we're on hills, not moving extremely slowly because that's often using as clutch slip to move the car at a slower rate. It's usually better to just stop the car and move forward when it is safe to do so. Try to keep the car rolling and not rolling against the brake. I have seen DSG gearboxes, particularly the clutch packs inside them, fail at under 40,000 miles due to driver neglect, not appreciating the fact there is still a clutch mechanism inside the DSG gearbox. Make sure that transmission fluid is changed, even if you have a sealed for life DSG transmission. Typically, I would expect the lifespan to be somewhere around about 30 to 40,000 miles. At the upper end of that, if you're a relatively normal driver that does eco driving and not much hard acceleration, but nearer the 30,000 miles if you drive very aggressively most of the time, or for large portions of the time you're making gear changes at high RPM points. Replacement options: if the clutch pack is started to wear, then replacing the clutch pack is the only option really. There are specialists that can do this. Replacement is often similar to the cost you would expect to change a clutch in a regular transmission, and here in the UK at the moment I've seen prices range from about £800 to £2,000 to change the clutch pack. It depends on the DSG gearbox itself and often the region you're in. I've also noticed that people living in London and down the south tend to pay that little bit more than people in other parts of the country. And if you go to an Audi dealership, you're definitely going to be at the upper end. If you go to an independent specialist, that's going to save you a lot of money. A proper DSG service, which would include a transmission fluid change, should cost about 250 to 300, and that usually is your first port of call. If you start experiencing some minor problems or minor issues, get that transmission fluid refreshed, and that will make sure that the transmission is in good condition fluid and prevent any further wear and tear from happening, and allow you to make a diagnosis if there's a more major problem there. But often that is sufficient to fix most of the minor problems that we've discussed. Another thing we can do to prolong the life is to allow the transmission to warm up. People often idle engines and then drive off aggressively because the engine is warm and the oil is warm. They don't think about the transmission. That has not done anything while the car has been sitting there. It's much better to get in the car and drive. You can roughly gauge when the transmission unit is warm enough by the engine oil temperature. When that is warm enough, generally there's enough heat in the automatic transmission, and that's the time you can start driving more aggressively, exploring the higher RPM bands, especially when you're doing gear changes at high RPM points. If you start to notice a symptom, get it checked early. These always escalate into more expensive problems. They can usually be fixed and rectified very quickly and very cheaply if you catch them early on. We're going to discuss a very simple method to completely reset your DSG gearbox. Resetting the DSG is one of the simplest things you can do. Only attempt this if you've genuinely got problems with the shifting, and it's just a good way of resetting everything and seeing if the problem resurfaces or whether it was just one of those things that crops up from time to time. You need to turn the ignition on. Don't start the engine. Just get to the point where all the lights are on the dashboard. Press the accelerator down. Now you need to wait at least 20 seconds. Some people wait 30 to 60 seconds, but the accelerator needs to be pressed and held all the way down till you feel the kick down button click. After 30 seconds, you simply release the accelerator pedal and start the engine. And that is all you have to do. Check the forums. There may be some specific steps you need to do in various different gearboxes and guises, but this tip actually works on most Volkswagen, Audi, Seat and Skoda DSG gearboxes. We won't overcomplicate it. It really is just this simple. Press and hold the accelerator for 30 seconds or so, and then start the engine after that. And that signals that you want the gearbox to be reset, and it will relearn the optimum settings. It's fair to say your DSG gearbox is more complex than a manual transmission, and it is more complex than a traditional automatic box that uses a torque converter setup. And that complexity requires a little bit of mechanical sympathy, extra care and attention when servicing, but there's no reason why these transmission units should not go on for 200,000 or 300,000 miles. If you've enjoyed this video, please boot that like button. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. That really does help us, especially with all the AI channels that are just churning out content. They've stolen video clips from other people, they've stolen scripts from other people, they've used an AI generated voice to narrate them, they've thrown captions and subtitles at you every few seconds to keep your interest. And us genuine creators that put a lot of work and sweat into all of these videos and a lot of time and attention attention and care. Really do appreciate those subscribes, so thank you for that. And while we're talking about the content we work very hard on, I've lined up this video and this playlist that you should find really interesting. Thanks for watching. See you in this next video.